Okay, I thought you guys might get a kick out of this. I'm working on the Dalton lathe, and as you can see, you have to excuse the crumbs from my sandwich, but I took some of the screws off the Dalton downstairs, and I was getting ready to buy some different stuff. So I thought, just on the off chance that this might help somebody down the road, I thought I would list off kind of some of the stuff. Excuse me. Okay, this is the screw that holds the, oh dang man, this is the screw that holds the cross slide lead screw nut, and got everything rolling around here. As you can see, I took the cross slide lead screw out just to inspect it. This is the nut here. This is a 7/16 by 10 threads per inch left-hand Acme screw, and this is the lead screw and nut that are responsible for moving the carriage, the cross slide back and forth on the lathe. So the reason I took this off, get my thread gauge out of the way here. The reason I took this off was because I noticed there was 12 thousandths compliance back and forth on the cross slide in some areas, but not all areas. So you can see there's a little bit of play back and forth here. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Anyways, let me see if I can do this here. So you can kind of hear it in there, and that's nothing horrendous or abnormal. There's always a little bit of slop, especially on a vintage lathe such as this. But I'm probably going to look into cutting my own lead screw nut. I wanted to verify that the lead screw was not worn, which it's not. It's in fantastic shape. So it's just there's a little bit of slop between the nut and the threads. So I may make an adjustable nut, or just try to cut the threads a little bit tighter. And like I say, I was trying to verify kind of where in one of my videos you can see on the cross slide in the middle you can feel it shake a little bit, but then at the extremes it locks up pretty tight. Initially I thought it was wear in the middle of the lead screw, but that turned out not to be the case. So now I think it's some kind of wear somewhere in the dovetail that allows the cross slide to move. So, and if that's the case, I'll just look into scraping the dovetail down the road. So anyways, so I was kind of looking at changing some of the screws and set screws in different pieces, just kind of to make the lathe a little bit more the way I like it. So this is the screw that holds the lead screw nut on the underside of the cross slide, and it's a 1/4 20. I think what I might do is use an Allen cap to hold this, and I may even use a ventilated screw or drill a hole so that I can either put a Zerk fitting on top, or just have a little hole and I'll make a little cap, and then I can put some oil that will find its way down into the inside of the lead screw. So I thought that might be kind of a neat little upgrade. This screw here is a 1024. Excuse me. This is a 1024. This is the screw which holds on the cover for there's two little covers that go over the gears on the headstock, and I took those off just because they were rubbing, and I kind of like the look of the gears. Of course, you have to be extra careful when you use the lathe that you don't get something caught in those gears. But so I was going to pick up some set screws or something to just kind of run into those holes and keep debris from getting in there. This screw here, there's actually two of these. It's a 5/16 18 threads per inch. This is the screw that's responsible. There's two of them. It's responsible for letting you align this back and forth of the tailstock. There's a little dovetail sort of. It's not even a dovetail, I don't think. It's just like a little thing that lets you kind of slide the tailstock back and forth so that you can align it with the center line of the headstock. I do kind of like the vintage quality of this square nut, so I might keep it. I was thinking I might kind of replace this with an Allen head screw on each side just to make adjusting it a little bit easier. And I'm kind of a big fan of Allen head screws, so probably just because I've always used them on building motors and stuff. So okay, and then this one here is the set screw. It's a 1032. Excuse me. There's 5 of these guys, and they are, if I remember correctly, they are the gib screw on the cross slide. I'm going to change these to ones that are more like 7/8 of an inch or 1 inch long, just because the hole in the cross slide is so deep, and I don't want to have to, reach so far in with an Allen wrench. These guys, there's also 5 of these. It's an 832, and this is for the gib screw on the top slide. There's nothing wrong with these, other than you can see it's just a slot, and so I wanted to change these to Allen head, just so that there's less of a tendency for a slot screwdriver to mess up the slot, and also to slip off while I'm tightening the gib screws. So and then this little guy here is a 1032 countersunk screw, and it's actually the screws that hold this guy on. I didn't want to attempt to take this completely off, but I did want to clean it up a little bit, and I'm going to use some Allen head screw, countersunk screws in there. And then I think what I'm going to do on this is probably get a piece of 3/4 by maybe 12-inch or 16-inch drill rod, and then turn the drill rod down so it has a shoulder on it that goes in here, and then maybe I'll just do a plug weld with once I get my TIG welder fired up, and then just turn the whole thing down, and then at the end I'll put a 3/8/16 thread. I'll cut it down and put a thread at the end, and then this will work well for acting as a drawbar for 3 Morris taper stuff that has the 3/8/16 on the end. So I think that'll work nicely. Originally, this, if you see my other videos, this is kind of a butchered up drawbar that I got off eBay that somebody had modified pretty heavily to work in a different way than it should. And then this is actually not from the lathe. I think this actually might have come in a box of stuff. But the reason this is here, this is a woodruff key, and when I disassembled the lathe, you can see there's a woodruff key slot cut for the crank on the cross slide. However, there was no woodruff key installed, so I'll probably need to grind this one down, or maybe buy one. I'm not really sure what size this is, or if it's a standard size. When I measure it, it's about 100 thousandths thickness, or maybe 90. I think it was 92 or 95 thousandths. So I'll double check that and see if there's a standard size for that, or I might have to kind of make something to go in there. So, but anyways, that's okay. I was kind of, the Dalton lathe is pushing 100 years old, so I kind of realized when I got it that I would probably have to make a few little adjustments here and there, and that's okay. I kind of like to do that sort of stuff. So anyway, so I'm going to be probably picking up a few parts off McMaster.com to change around a few little things here. And I think I'm going to pick up a tap and play around and try to cut my own lead screw. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but it'll be fun to kind of try it and see. And like I said, I might modify the lead screw in such a way that I have kind of an adjustable backlash. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I just want, in case anyone is monkeying around with their lathe or is curious on stuff like this, I thought I would list the some of the random sizes of the threads and what have you. So, okay, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do like the Dalton lathe stuff, stay tuned, because I'll be having quite a few more videos on kind of tuning up the lathe and getting it operational. Thanks for watching.